Have you ever felt trapped in a life that seems to have no way out? As if, no matter how hard you try, success and happiness always seem out of reach? I completely understand that feeling because that's exactly where I found myself at the beginning of my life. But what I discovered along the way changed everything. There is a power within each of us, an invisible force that can transform our reality in ways that seem almost magical. And no, I'm not talking about tricks or illusions. I'm talking about the law of attraction, the principle that governs the universe and can change your life just as it changed mine. If you're ready to unlock your true potential and live the life of your dreams, then pay close attention, because what you're about to discover may be the key to unlocking the door to abundance, love, and fulfillment. Are you ready to transform your life with the law of attraction? So start now. Visualize what you truly want and take the first step towards a life of abundance and purpose. Remember, the universe responds to your energy. This is my story. I was born Anthony J. Mahavorik on February 29, 1960, in North Hollywood, California. My childhood was marked by constant challenges. My father, an abusive alcoholic, abandoned the family when I was just 7 years old, leaving my mother to care for me and my 3 siblings alone. We lived in extreme poverty, often without enough food to eat or a place to sleep. I vividly remember one Thanksgiving when I was 11. We had no money for a special meal, so my mother took us to a local diner. She pretended she'd forgotten her wallet so the manager would give us free food. That moment stayed with me. It was when I realized how desperate our situation was and how much my mother was willing to sacrifice for us. The shame and humiliation I felt that day marked me deeply. I swore to myself that one day I would be successful enough never to go through something like that again. But at that moment, I had no idea how that would be possible. We were poor, had no connections, and no higher education. The future seemed bleak and uncertain. Despite the hardships, my mother always kept a positive attitude. She taught me that I could be anything I wanted to be as long as I was willing to work hard for it. Her words planted a seed in me, a belief that I was destined for something greater. I began reading everything I could about psychology, philosophy, and personal development. I wanted to understand what made some people succeed while others failed. It was during these readings that I discovered the power of the law of attraction. At first, it seemed mystical and hard to believe. How could something as simple as our thoughts and emotions have such a profound impact on our lives? But the more I read and studied, the more it made sense. I learned that our thoughts and emotions create a frequency that attracts corresponding experiences into our lives. If we constantly focus on negative thoughts, we attract more negativity. But if we keep our focus on positive thoughts and what we want to achieve, we start attracting opportunities and people that help us fulfill our dreams. This discovery was revolutionary for me. For the first time, I felt I had some control over my life. I was no longer a victim of circumstances, but the creator of my own reality. I began to apply these principles, focusing my mind on what I wanted rather than what I feared. I visualized myself succeeding, helping others, and living a life of abundance. In the beginning, it was difficult. Years of negative thoughts and limiting beliefs don't disappear overnight. I had to constantly remind myself to stay focused on the positive, even when everything around me seemed to be falling apart. But little by little, I began to notice subtle changes. Opportunities arose from unexpected places. People entered my life to guide and support me. It was as if the universe was conspiring in my favor, bringing me everything I needed to grow and evolve. Of course, not everything happened at once. The transformation was gradual, sometimes almost imperceptible. But looking back, I can clearly see how each small change brought me one step closer to my dreams. But it wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt, fear, and setbacks. I had to face my inner demons and overcome deeply rooted limiting beliefs. It was a process of deconstruction and reconstruction, of unlearning everything I thought I knew about myself and the world. One of the biggest challenges I faced was my fear of failure. Growing up in an environment where scarcity was the norm, I had a deep fear of not being good enough, of not deserving success. This fear paralyzed me, kept me from taking risks and going after my dreams. I remember once, early in my career as a speaker, I was invited to speak at an important event. It was an incredible opportunity, but my fear of failure almost made me decline. What if I made a fool of myself? What if no one liked what I had to say? These negative thoughts consumed me. I began to visualize success, to see myself overcoming obstacles and achieving my goals. Before every speech, I imagined myself connecting with the audience, inspiring them, making a difference in their lives. And little by little, my external reality began to reflect my internal reality. My speeches improved, my confidence grew, and opportunities multiplied. Another significant challenge was overcoming the victim mentality. When you grow up in difficult circumstances, it's easy to see yourself as a victim of circumstances, to believe that life is happening to you instead of through you. But the law of attraction taught me that we are always co-creators of our reality. Our circumstances do not define us, our choices do. I began to take full responsibility for my life. Instead of blaming my past or the people around me for my problems, I focused on what I could do to change my situation. I made the conscious decision to be the change I wanted to see in the world, and that made all the difference. One of the most powerful tools I discovered in my life with the law of attraction was the power of gratitude. I learned that when we focus on what we already have instead of what we lack, we open up space for more abundance in our lives. I was grateful for the air I breathed, the sun that shone, the food on my table, as simple as it was. I was grateful for the people in my life, the lessons I learned, even the challenges I faced, because I knew they were making me stronger. As I continued to apply the principles of the law of attraction in my life, I began to feel a greater calling. It was no longer just about improving my own life, but about how I could use what I learned to help others. I started my career as a janitor, but I always kept my vision in mind. I worked hard, took advantage of every opportunity to learn and grow. Over time, I became a successful coach, then a speaker, author, and eventually the owner of a multi-million-dollar empire. But money was never my ultimate goal. My true purpose was always to help others unlock their potential, just as I had. I remember my first seminar. I was nervous, unsure if I could really make a difference in people's lives. But when I saw the participants' eyes light up with understanding and hope, I knew I had found my true calling. Since then, I've dedicated my life to sharing what I learned. Through my seminars, books, and coaching programs, I have helped millions of people around the world transform their lives. Seeing someone overcome their fears, achieve their goals, and live a life of purpose and passion is the greatest reward I can imagine. Today, looking back, I clearly see how the law of attraction shaped my life. Every challenge, every failure, every success, all were part of my journey. And now, I have the privilege of sharing this knowledge with millions of people around the world. Because when you change your frequency, when you align your thoughts and emotions with what you truly desire, the entire universe conspires in your favor. That's the true magic of the law of attraction. But perhaps the greatest lesson I learned is that the journey never ends. Growth and evolution are continuous processes. Each day brings new opportunities to expand, learn, and become a better version of ourselves. The key is to keep the faith, remain open to possibilities, and always follow your intuition. Don't let your limitations and fears stop you from achieving what you deserve. Join our community and discover how the law of attraction can change your reality. Even now, decades after I began, I still find myself learning and growing every day. Every person I meet, every challenge I face, every victory I celebrate is an opportunity to deepen my understanding and strengthen my connection to the universe. One of the questions I hear the most is, how can I apply the law of attraction in my daily life? The answer is simple, but it requires practice and dedication. Here are some strategies I use and teach. 1. Clarity of intention. Be clear about what you want. It's not enough to say, I want to be happy or I want to be rich. Be specific. Visualize exactly how you want your life to be. 2. Visualization. Take time every day to visualize your goals as if they've already been achieved. Use all your senses. How do you feel? What do you see? What do you hear? 3. Positive affirmations. Use positive affirmations to reprogram your subconscious. Instead of saying, I don't want to be poor, say, I am abundant and prosperous. 4. Gratitude. As I mentioned before, gratitude is a powerful tool. Practice it daily. 5. Action. The law of attraction isn't about sitting and waiting for things to happen. It's about aligning your thoughts and emotions with your desires and then acting accordingly. 6. Let go. Sometimes what holds us back the most is our fixation on our desires. Learn to trust the process and let go. 7. Mindfulness. Be present at the moment. The more aware you are of your thoughts and emotions, the more capable you'll be of directing them. Of course, not everything will always be easy. There will be obstacles, doubts, and moments of discouragement. It's natural and part of the process. The important thing is how you handle these moments. When I encounter an obstacle, I like to see it as an opportunity for growth. Instead of asking myself, why is this happening to me? I ask, what can I learn from this? I remember once, early in my career as an entrepreneur, I lost an important contract. At the time, it seemed like a disaster, but that experience taught me valuable lessons about negotiation and customer relationships that have served me well over the years. Another common obstacle is the negativity of others. Not everyone will understand or support you. Some may even try to discourage you. It's important to remember that others' opinions reflect their own beliefs and fears, not a truth about you or your abilities. One of the most powerful discoveries I made in my life was the power of community. Although the law of attraction is an individual process, having a support group can make a huge difference. When you surround yourself with people who share your values and aspirations, who believe in you and support your dreams, you create an energetic environment that amplifies your efforts. That's why I place so much emphasis on creating community in my seminars and programs. Do you want to learn more about how to unlock your potential and achieve your dreams? Subscribe to our channel and follow transformative content that could be what you need to create the life you always wanted. My life with the law of attraction has been nothing short of extraordinary. From a poor boy growing up in challenging circumstances to a recognized international leader in personal development, I have firsthand seen the transformative power of these principles. But what's most gratifying for me isn't my own successes, but seeing how these ideas have transformed millions of lives around the world. Every email I receive from someone who has applied these principles and changed their life reminds me of why I do what I do. The law of attraction is not a magical solution to all of life's problems. It requires work, dedication, and a willingness to face and overcome our fears and limitations. But for those who are willing to do the work, the rewards are limitless. Remember, you are the creator of your reality. You have the power to shape your life according to your deepest desires. All you need to do is believe, have faith, and take the first step. The universe will take care of the rest.